You are now listening to Testimonies with Terry.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Derek Dahl, founder and CEO of 3 Nails. I was just on the Testimonies with Terry podcast recently. He just shot me over some questions that you guys were asking, and we're here today to answer those, and hopefully I'll be able to provide some more value. So here we go. First question is, how did losing your dad affect you? Has it changed your outlook on running the business in any way? Yeah, losing my dad definitely affected me a lot. Like I had spoke about in the podcast, it was very unexpected for my family in 2020. He's just healthy as an ox. And so to see him, pass away just unexpectedly, really affected all of us in the family. He was a father figure to many of my friends growing up too, and he was a leader in the community. So it affected a lot of people. And yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy losing your dad, or someone that you love, that's close to you in your family, or just in your life for that matter. It's really changed my outlook on the business in the sense of, looking up to my dad as many of us do. Our parents, we see them as invincible, as our heroes in life, and you see that they're not invincible, that everybody has a time, to be on this earth and a time to die. That really motivates me, because it's like life is short. So it's like, what are we afraid of in life? The risks that we, are afraid to take. It's like, life is short, man. Obviously you have to take calculated risks, but life is too short not to live your dream. And so for me, it just goes back to, I want to just give my all of my potential to this earth and to this world, and to those around me, so that I can die empty one day. And like that purpose, that's what keeps me driven. That has definitely changed my outlook on life, seeing my dad go. And I know that he's up in heaven, though. I know he's with Jesus, and that gives me a lot of peace at the end of the day. Second question, you mentioned you mentioned that going to church with your wife, girlfriend at the time, got you back on the right path with God. Was there a single defining moment that helped you recommit your life to the Lord? Yeah, like I, again, referenced in the podcast, I talked about that I was in the party stage for a couple years before I met my wife, just completely empty way of living, drinking all the time and chasing girls and all that whole life. So meeting Gabby, she had invited me back to church. And again, like, I knew that I needed to get back to God. It was just kind of like my rebellion season. And I just was so ignorant. I just had no idea what I was doing at the time. And so I guess that defining moment was meeting Gabby. Meeting her, she invited me back to church, and that started the relationship again with Jesus, and just kind of caught that fire again. And then going on from there was my purpose in life, working my 9-to-5 job. I felt like no purpose, and I just really kind of came to the grips of, okay, well, why am I here? Like, asking myself the really deep questions in life, like, why am I created? Why was I created by God? What am I here to do? What is this life about? And so I began to read my Bible again, began listening to sermons on YouTube. I mean, that's like the beauty of it, is like YouTube is free, man. Like all the stuff that like our parents and grandparents used to have to pay for, it was all free on the internet. And so I would just binge a ton of different sermons and talks on purpose and, faith, and just really, building my faith back up in God. And so, that one moment, though, that sparked everything, was meeting Gabby and, inviting me back to church. All right, third question. What is the status of your wife's health currently? Has she found successful treatment for Addison's and Stills? I want to say one thing too, that Gabby, if I listed all of the chronic illnesses that she has, it's probably like 18 or 20, and I don't remember all of them. And let alone can pronounce most of them. But I know she has Addison's, Stills, POTS. What else is there? Colitis, just to name a few. So it's not just Addison's and Stills. People with Addison's are able to take steroids and be able to produce the cortisol, and they're able to live normal lives. But Gabby, since she has so many things going on, it's very difficult. So that's why it's been so just challenging for us to find the right medical team that knows how to treat Gabby's situation, because you give someone medicine for one thing, it can counteract another thing, have side effects, and you're taking one medicine to counteract the other medicine. It's just like so crazy. But I guess going forward from that, no, we haven't found good treatment. However, she has made progress, and just to say it plainly, at her very worst, she was on 28 prescriptions every single day just to keep alive. And now I believe she's down to 9 or 10 prescriptions that she takes daily. So, overall big picture, she's doing better, she's progressing. And she actually does have an endocrinology team that she's seen at the Mayo Clinic. So she's been seeing them virtually. And then we have nurses that come to our house every single week to administer medicine. She's got a port in her chest, a G tube in her stomach, a lot of stuff going on. But I guess we haven't found anything groundbreaking yet. So if you can just keep my wife's, keep my wife in your guys' prayers, it would really mean a lot. But we're getting better, and we're going to continue to be optimistic and continue to trust God that, he's going to take care of us no matter what happens. All right. Next question. How has the business opened doors in your life? Any doors that you would have never thought of being opened until you started the business? Yeah. The business has changed my whole life. 180. It's allowed me to meet so many different people and network with different influencers. Even just starting my business, the first year of it, I was reaching out to a bunch of huge influencers that were, Christian, and, 3Ls, there's nothing like us out there, especially back during that time. And so, I was able to get on the phone with some of these influencers who have 2 million followers, people that are huge and, just being public figures, and people that you think may be too good for you to speak to, picked up the phone and were talking to me and wanted to collaborate. And so just that in and of itself, those doors to meet and network with other people is super cool. And obviously people in the Christian faith and the Christian community is awesome. Obviously too, most importantly, open the doors of just impacting others around the globe through our clothing brand, people that, have been inspired by our message, expanding the kingdom of God, pursuing your purpose every single day. That's what we're here to do. We're a business at the end of the day, and obviously, businesses need to make profit to keep the lights on, to pay salaries, pay employees, pay the bills. But man, we're in this for a purpose and to expand that kingdom throughout the globe. And to see the impact that it's made so far has been awesome. And then last thing I'll note on that is it's just opened up the doors in life of freedom for myself and my family. I'm able to take care of my family, whether my wife is healthy or sick. She never has to work she never has to work a job, ever again. And that to me has been really cool to be able to provide for my family, especially being in my 20s. It's really freeing, and I'm very honored and humbled by it. And so it's opened up all the doors that you can imagine. I'm so grateful for God's favor in that. Next question. What has it been like running a company during the COVID pandemic? Obviously the pandemic hit so many businesses out there, and my heart's, just hurts hearing businesses that have had to shut down, mom and pop shops, restaurants. We've tried to eat locally and support the businesses around us that we really enjoy. For us, e-commerce, everyone's at home, everyone's on their phones, people buying, e-commerce sales have just risen, just crazy numbers. And so for us, it was a great thing to happen. And, our sales just completely skyrocketed. And I think I mentioned in the podcast that my business, Three Nails, grew 883% from 2019 to 2020. So things have just went crazy during 2020, during the beginning of the pandemic. Next question. Do you have a favorite piece of apparel from the history of Three Nails? Man, it's tough. The ProTech shorts, probably everybody's favorite. I mean, it's our number one seller by far. I mean, it's not even close. But I guess I'm just talking in regards to like myself and employees and friends. Everybody loves the liner shorts. But I would say if you're talking about any piece of the whole history of Three Nails, I still, to this day, have the t-shirt. It's the prototype t-shirt, the first sample that I've ever received from a manufacturer of Three Nails. And I still have it hanging up in a closet. I'm never going to wear it ever. And maybe I'll frame it one day or whatever, because it definitely holds a special place in my heart. That's what started this whole dream. It was actually a scoop tee, and it's white, and it's got just our little tiny Three Nails badge in the lower left corner. So I'll forever keep that shirt. That's probably my favorite piece. And then final question: what are your plans / goals for Three Nails going forward? I want to do a lot with Three Nails. I want to continue to expand this brand globally. So right now, we're all in the United States. We do get international orders. It's just very low volume right now. And actually, it's just kind of crazy even talking about this, because last week we had a meeting with our preferred shipper, UPS. And we have another meeting with them coming up this week about international shipping. So they're actually coming with us with concrete rates, numbers, and everything to really start expanding this brand globally. We really want to get into Canada, the UK, Australia. Those are kind of like the first three main markets that we want to get into and start running ads there. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat ads has been huge for us. And we just want to replicate what we've done so well in the United States, to these new countries. So that's a huge goal, especially for this year in 2022. But I would say big picture goal. I don't know, in the sense of, people ask me all the time, are you going to sell Three Nails? Are you going to keep it? And it's like, I'm a kingdom businessman, like that's my purpose in this earth. So if I lost Three Nails one day, my identity's in Christ, and I would just start another business. I love Three Nails though. It's my baby. And so it would just be even difficult to even think about selling one day. So I don't foresee myself selling this company at all. This is just who I am, 100% authentic. This is my dream that I love to do every single day. And I really want to just continue doing what we're doing so well, just in a greater scale, a greater volume, be able to provide more jobs. Our lease is up next August of 2023, so we'd probably looking at moving into a bigger warehouse, maybe something that's 10,000, 15,000 square feet from where we're at of our 5,000 square foot warehouse. And just grow. I could get all numerical on you on numbers and revenues and growth and everything, but there's no need to. God has been so good, and we just want to continue doing what we're doing right now, just on a greater scale. So looks like that's the last of the questions there, but hopefully you guys got some more value for me answering these questions for you today. Thank you all again for tuning in and listening to the podcast. It really does mean a lot to myself and family. So love you all. God bless, and take care.